Good morning, students. A very warm welcome to class 5. This is our IT class, and the book of IT is here is the picture of the book which is given to you by the school, and the book name is Coding with Computer. Everyone have to buy this book. So today we start a first chapter, and the name of the first chapter is Generation and Types of Computer. So before starting the chapter, we first know what is a computer. As you everyone knows that computer is an electronic device which is used for various purposes like for calculations in education, in business, etc. So today we start with our generation of computers. Generation of computer means generation refers to the gap between the developments of the computer in the terms of the technologies. ठीक है, जो हमारे कंप्यूटर में डेवलपमेंट्स हुए बिटवीन द गैप और द इन टाइम बिटवीन, उन गैप्स को हमने क्या बोल दिया? जनरेशन ऑफ कंप्यूटर्स. The term generation is used to distinguish between varying hardware technologies, but in nowadays in generations we includes both hardware and software together. As we know that computer is made up of hardware and software. Hardware is the keyboard, mouse, monitor, CPU, etc. And the softwares are the programs we install on a computer, like Windows operating system, like MS Office, PowerPoint, etc., Paint, etc. So today we learn about the various generation of computers. So everyone knows that what is a generation. जनरेशन क्या है हमारी? जनरेशन जो कंप्यूटर में डेवलपमेंट्स हुए और जो डेवलपमेंट के बीच में गैप था, मीन्स आज एक डेवलपमेंट हुआ, फिर उसके बाद 2 और 3 इयर्स बाद एक और डेवलपमेंट हुआ. मीन्स जैसे सपोज फॉर एग्जांपल आज हमारे पास माउस था, आफ्टर 10 इयर्स हमने कीबोर्ड डेवलप किया. तो वो जो गैप था बीच में 10 इयर्स का, उन 10 इयर्स को हमने 10 और 5 और 4 जितने भी इयर्स का डिफरेंस था दूसरी टेक्नोलॉजी आने में, तो उस डिफरेंस को हमने क्या बोल दिया? जनरेशन्स. एंड द फर्स्ट जनरेशन ऑफ कंप्यूटर, first generation of a computer. In first generation, and the first generation starts from 1942 to 1954. So we can say that the period of the first generation of a computer was between 1942 to 1954, and in this period the technology used is vacuum tubes. We used vacuum tubes in the circuits. Here is the picture of the vacuum tube, and these computers, the computers of these generations are not reliable, and the language they used is machine language. Means हम कंप्यूटर के साथ कम्युनिकेट करने के लिए जो लैंग्वेज यूज़ करते थे वो हमारी मशीन लैंग्वेज थी. एंड दीज कंप्यूटर्स आर वेरी कॉस्टली एंड दे ऑल्सो जनरेट लॉट्स ऑफ हीट. वाई? बिकॉज देयर साइज इज़ वेरी लार्ज. बहुत बड़ा साइज़ होता था उनका, और उसमें हम वैक्यूम ट्यूब्स यूज़ करते थे, वो हमारे रिलायबल नहीं थे. ठीक है, और they need, as they generate lots of heat, they required air conditioners, and as we know that the size is also very large, so they are also not portable. Portable means we cannot carry them from one place to another. And the examples of such type of computers are ENIAC, ADVAC, UNIVAC, etc. And the first programmable general purpose electronical digital computer was ENIAC. ये इसका पिक्चर है, देखो कितना बड़ा साइज़ है इसका, ठीक है। और इसका नेम था ENIAC। ये हमारा जनरल पर्पस इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिजिटल कंप्यूटर था। फिर उसके बाद आई हमारे पास सेकेंड जनरेशन, और सेकेंड जनरेशन स्टार्ट हुई हमारी 1954 से 1964 तक रही है हमारी जनरेशन। सो वी कैन से दैट द पीरियड ऑफ द सेकेंड जनरेशन was between 1952 to 1964, and in this generation we use transistors as a सर्किट। ये हमारा ट्रांजिस्टर का पिक्चर है, तो ट्रांजिस्टर्स यूज़ होते थे हमारी इस जनरेशन में, एंड दे आर सम रिलायबल देन द फर्स्ट जनरेशन कंप्यूटर्स। मीन्स थोड़े बहुत रिलायबल थे ये हमारे इन कंपैरिजन टू फर्स्ट जनरेशन, and the size is somewhat smaller than the computers of the first generation. They also generate lots of heat, but some less than first generation computer, and they also consume less electricity as compared to first generation computers. They are also very costly. They also require air conditioner because they also generate lots of energy, lots of heat, but some less in comparison to first generation. And the language we used in second generation is assembly language. In first generation we use machine language, and in second generation we use assembly language. And the examples of this computers of this generation were IBM 1620, IBM 7094, UNIVAC 1108. And the first generation of this computer was developed for the atomic energy industry. So these are the two generations, and the first generation starts from 1942 to 1954. They used vacuum tubes, and in second generation time period starts from 1954 to 1964, and they used transistors. In our today class we learn only two generation, first and second generation, and in our next class we learn third generation, fourth generation and fifth generation. Okay students, and read this video carefully and do the questions based on these two generations. Thank you.